Last come, first served. This is what we called up as LIFO. LIFO is nothing but last come, but it will be served first. So what it is usually we have, you already have the knowledge of this one. We used to call it up as stack operation. Okay. So for example, how many processes I have? Let it maybe 3. So this is my P1. First I have filled it with P1, and this is like we used to call it up as operation of push, and whenever you are retrieving, then the operation is known as pop. So first I have sent P1, so it will go to the last location. Next I will send P2, it will come to the second position. 1, 2, 3 positions, and then last I have P3. So I sent through push operation P3, then P3 will come and sit in third position. Now I would like to retrieve the data for utilization or execution. Then obviously when I am popping the operation, P3 will come first. Once P3 will come, there is no information is available with third position. So then we will go to second position. There P2 is available. This is the second process which will come out of that stack. So then second position will becomes empty, and the last one is P1. This will become the third place. So which is the last element that we have inserted or push, that is P3, and which is the first element, P3 will come out. So that is the meaning of last come, but it will be served first one. The same thing can be which is last inside the processor, that will come for outside for first time. So that's what exactly or here itself. So this is one of the example, same as that's what I have explained up to now. So this green color is my one jar. So in this jar I have taken 3 colors of balls. First one is my red ball, and second one is my yellow ball, and third one is my blue ball. So let's, for the consideration purpose, red ball is my process 1, yellow ball is my process 2, and blue ball is my process 3, P1, P2, P3s. So when blue ball entered last, because there is no space to get enter into this jar. So red ball will come first. Red ball will come first inside only, not out last side. So whenever you are inserting any one of the ball, then first ball is red ball, that will be a P1, and next one is yellow ball, that will be your P2, and the next one is blue ball, so that will be our P3, process 3. So whenever I need to retrieve those balls from out of this jar, then I'll take blue ball as my process 3, but it will be in first position. Then who will be in second position? Yellow ball. So yellow ball is my P2, and who will be in third position? That it is red ball, which is we used to call it as P1. Right? Same process has to be executed at last in first out. Right, here I have one scheduling algorithm, so that is P1, P4, P3, P2, but I think you will get confused over here like this. So directly we will start over here itself. Okay, so how many processes you have? P1, P4, P3 and P2. Just calculate the time slots, how much that you are giving. P1, how much time it is operating? Starting time is 0, ending time is 10. So that is 10 minus 0. This is 10 seconds, right? What about P2? Where is P2? Last one. So starting time is 23 and the ending time is 28. So ending time minus starting time, that is 5. And the next one is process 3, where it is? Third version. So starting time is 16 and ending time is 23. So that is 23 minus 16, 4 plus 3, 7. And the last one is P4, having is starting with the 10, so ending with 16, that it is 6. Right? Just check it out. P1 10, P4, P1 10, P2 5, P3 7, and P4 is 6. So now you are calculated the turnaround times of each and every individual process. So initially I have taken first P1. So initially I have taken first P1 only, na? So I am taking this one, the same register which that I have shown you in previous slide. So first one is my process 1, P1. So it has to start from 0 and it has to end with how much P1 is? 10. So if it will continue the operation to execute, it has to close by 10 or here itself. But unfortunately, the next process P4 came. This is P1 came, so it's occupied its position. Once it is operating P1 in between the process without finishing P1, P4 came, because there may be a chance to get P4 is having more higher priority than P1. Then obviously, so let it maybe after 5 seconds of operation, P4 came. So at that particular instant of time, P1 stopped its operation at 5 seconds and given rope or way to P4. But usually P4 will take how much of time? P4, 6. So it has to operate until 6. You already stopped P1 at 5. So 5 plus 6, 11. So it will closed over here itself at the time slot of 11. At the time slot of 11, it will going to be closed. So next, who will come? P2 will come. P4 came. P2 will come. While we are comparing with the operation priorities, P1 is greater than P2. Then P1 will continue. How much time it already taken over here itself? 5 already taken. But P1 having a original time of 10 seconds. So from 11 to how many is duration over here is pending? 5 more is pending. So 11 plus 5, 16. So up to 16, P1 will continue the operation, and at the time of 16 seconds, P1 will execute the operation and its corresponding output also. And next, P3 also will come. While we are comparing with the P3 and already pending is P2. Because at the duration of 16, P1 finishes its operation. Only remaining P1 and P4 is completes its operation. Remaining 2 is P2 and P3. Now we need to check the priority in between these two. For example, while we are comparing with the process 2, process 3 having higher priority than process 2. So obviously I'll take P3 as my next aspirant. So how much time it is going to be operated? I don't know. We have to calculate. We already have that P3 will operate up to 7 seconds or 7 milliseconds. Let's have a look. 16 plus 7. How much it is? 23. So it is going to be closed at 23. Once P3 completed and the rest of is only our P2. So P2 will come to the last position and the P2's executing time is 5. So 23 plus 5. This will be closed at 28. The same could be represented over here itself. So initially first P1 came. It started its execution from 0 to 10 because P1 operating time is up to 0 to 10. But while it is going to be operating, unfortunately P4 came suddenly, all of a sudden. While we are comparing with the priorities in between P4 and P1, P4 having higher priority than P1. Then immediately at which instant P1 is going to be operating? 5. At this particular instant of time, P1 is going to be stopped and given way to P4. Okay, let's you finish your job and then move, and then I'll check with my priority basis. On based on that, I will operate. So immediately P4 will come, and it has the duration. It has to operate maximum of 6 seconds only. So 5 plus 6, 11 seconds. P4 will finish the operation of itself, and then it will move. It will once operation is finished, then no need to bother about of P4. Here already P1 is in waiting state. Then P4 is completed. Remaining 2 is P2 and P4. Those two processes will come over here itself. Then P3 will compare with P1, and P2 also will compare with P1. Then P1 having higher priority than P2 and P3. Then after completion of P4 means, which is the time instant of 11 seconds, P1 will restart its operation. So here it's already taken 5 seconds. So remaining time is 10 minus 5. 5 more seconds it has to operate. So 11 plus 5, 16. So at the instant of 16 seconds, P1 finishes the complete execution. Once it's completed, then the remaining processors P2 and P3. But usually first one has to come P2. But the priority basis, P3 having more priority than P2. So P3 will start first, and then the execution of P3 will be completed at 16 plus 7, 23 seconds. And finally we'll go for P2, and it has to operate for 5 more seconds. So 23 plus 5, 28 seconds. Right? So having only 2 options about of this LIFO, last in, first out. The first one is, it's not an optimal because doesn't having any rules. Having P1, P2, P3 and P4, each and individual process priority will decides. Priority will decide which is the process is first will come operate and complete the operation, and who will come the next, right? So obviously the system will not know whether P1 have the high priority or P2 or P3 or P4. So first the system has to understand, or kernel has to understand, among us these 4 processes, so which is the first highest priority, which is the second highest priority, and which is third, and which is fourth. First of all, we have to give this information. Without having this information, the kernel will not decide which process has to execute first and which process has to execute second, who is third, who is fourth. It can't able to decide. But that drawback is same as previous one, FIFO algorithm, first in first out. It will take more time to understand the priorities over here itself. The reason maybe differs from first in first out and last in first out, but the common drawback is it will take more time. And next one is